You're live.
All right, we're live, we're going. Finance committee meeting for February 1st, 2021. First of all, we need approval of minutes of January the 19th, 2021.
I have a correction of spelling on the second page under C.
Okay.
The last sentence under C, where it says was decoded to bring matter at a later date, should be decided, D-E-C-I-D-E-D, to bring it. That's the only correction I.
Excuse me.
Okay, I also have a correction, in that same section where it says, working out a pay scale for the recreation department should also be and city garage.
And city garage?
Yes, that should be
Okay.
included.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we get two corrections to the minutes from, January 19th. I give a motion somewhere.
I move that we approve the minutes from January 19, 2021 with two corrections.
A second.
All in favor?
I don't know. I guess Linda's not go voting.
Me,
Okay, invoice. Invoices in the amount of $221,562.98. One thing I would like to note is fire department pension fund has $67,000. Okay. Questions on some of the bills? I do have one question for somebody. Page 4 of 6 on open invoices. Down in the middle, under Carlisle Light Transport, which of course is going to be fuel. We got $154.06 all more.
That's not to the actual, that's getting fuel at our facility, it's still coming up to our facility. That's a little steep for the dog working, but we had Jacob in there for a while.
Still, that's awesome.
Or lunch. Well, sometimes you have to, there's always extra, and then she kind of breaks it down and gives a little bit to everybody. You don't give a true accurate.
During that time, we've had two main officers, and they spent some time, I don't know how much it's different, so they spent some time traveling down to St. Albans to be trained by their main officers, so that may account for something.
Okay, that still seems like a lot of games. Okay, quick. Make a motion for approval of sending the full council the amount of $221,562.98.
Make a motion, we send the invoice payments to full council, $221,562.98.
I was just trying to get a.
I can say it. Nobody else? All in favor, say aye. Okay, clerk. The
Okay. Give a couple things this evening. I give you our bank statement, not bank statements, but our balances, each of our accounts. And also give you a thing from the state auditors. They're having the budget classing, and it's going to be done by Zoom, I think. So I'll give everybody a form if you want to do it. There's a number I think you have to call and register yourself. And I think there's 4 days you can pick from. So finance committee, it might be a good idea that you might wanna listen to it, just the info that I handed out. And other than that, today's the 4th, first day of the budget for this month, so there's nothing. Next council meeting, I'll have all the figures and everything where we stand as far as whether that's been reconciled. So,
We can pay the bill. We can't do that.
so that's about all I have. Let's see.
We don't
I do have a short budget with me that I just printed that we can look at for anything else.
We got any questions?
Any questions?
Oh, the question, I couldn't hear you. No. I know. Well, the mic's on me over here, so.
All right. New business. Approved purchase one Scott Air Pack from Atlantic Emergency Solutions, $7,611 for the fire department. This is something we do every year. Chief, you want to elaborate on any?
Yeah, especially for ones that weren't here, 2 sessions ago in the budget, I requested council to look at a 5-year plan on replacing some of our equipment. This is year 2 of that 5-year plan. So we took a great big total and break it down into what we can afford every year. Last year we did the same exact purchase with an air pack and spare cylinders. So. Now, the only thing I don't know on this, this company, this Atlantic Solutions, bought out what used to be known as Finley Fire Equipment, where we've done a lot of our purchasing. With the new company, the quote, we couldn't get accurate shipping. What we were told is shipping they think is included in the quote. There may be $100 or something difference there. But their systems, they're still converting from the old computers to the Atlantic Solutions computers. And, so there may be a little bit of discrepancy as far as shipping, but the quote will be within 99% of where it's supposed to be. So they're still learning their new systems.
You want a few extra dollars added to this book?
I
Exceed 77, 78.
I would think $200 would cover that shipping if there is going to be any. There may not be any. I just wanted to throw that out there and make sure you're not blindsided by a shipping order that we couldn't get generated. But $200 should cover, I would think.
I think $7,611, do I get free shipping whether they like it or not?
Yeah. And it's amazing. They're telling me it's included, but I like to be honest and upfront.
Thank you for that, but if they won't give us free shipping, we'll give them somebody else. Oh, yeah.
All right.
But they've always done this.
So we got a request here to purchase one Scott Air Pack 7611. Motion?
I move that we approve the purchase of one Scott Air Pack from Atlantic Emergency Solutions for $7,611.
Second.
All in favor? All right, number B is 3 complete sets of bunker gear for $7,279.68.
Yes, sir. That's continuing what we've been doing with trying to rotate out 2 sets per year. The reason the third is in there is for the new firefighter that has been with us 11 months. He'll be coming off his 1-year probation in about another month and a half. We used to buy the gear for the guys when we hired them, but now we're finding that can get us in trouble because we don't know if they'll stay or not. So now we buy it when they meet that 1 year probation mark.
How long is it gonna take you to do that?
Both of these purchases will take every bit of 90 days or more. So generally, we look at, with the air pack might not be so bad, the gear, they told us due to COVID, they're still working small staff. So, 90 days minimum, I'd say is what we're looking at.
And Red Hot equipment, that's who you've been buying.
That's who we've been purchasing the gear from. Yeah.
What brand is that?
It is Lion,
Lion? Okay.
which used to be Janesville.
Okay, that's what
But they have, their gear has a couple different things that the other manufacturers didn't have that we were going with. One of them is a water resistant injection into the threads to where you can actually dunk this stuff underwater and it doesn't absorb it, which helps us turn around. The other side of that is because of that, you don't get the steam. If your gear is wet, you get superheated, you don't get the steam on the body, creating the fatigue and everything. So that's why we chose that. And they do have an integrated harness system built into the gear now for rescue purposes. It's already built in. Pull it from the back, and we can do rescues in the event of somebody's trapped.
And again, both of these items were items that you presented to the previous council.
Yes.
And we all looked at it. And, thought it was better to buy a little at a time than all at once.
Yes.
What it boiled down to.
And just for the record, this will replace all of our active people. We've now replaced the entire department, minus myself. But we have 2 vacancies coming up, and so next year, if we do this again, it'll be for the 2 new. I will pass, I don't need it. I've got, I'm not a high priority as much as those guys out there doing everything, so.
Gotcha. Okay, we got 3 complete sets of record here for 727968. Motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the first 3 complete sets of turnout gear for the amount of $7,279.68.
Second.
With free shipping.
Yeah, right. Free shipping included. All right, we got the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Takes care of that. Next is to approve the purchase of a John Deere compact truck loader with bucket from Leslie Equipment for $72,000. First of all, I gave everybody a copy of the monies that's due now. As you can see, we've got monthly payments of almost $5,000 previously, now. We've got 2 vehicles on order. One amount of $79,000, which was the truck and spreader, and the Ford van for the seniors for $58,000. We don't know what that's going to cost every month. We can guess. That's about it. But anyway, there's what we look like right now. Okay, now this particular piece of equipment is that the one? Yes, let me find that one here. Frankly, I hate to say this, but this doesn't meet the criteria of what we need. There's no competitive bids here. There's no price written anywhere on here from a dealer. What I'm looking at is simply a manufacturer's sales sheet. I personally would like to just lay this over. Comments?
Well, when I had our committee meeting on this stuff, I think we were pretty well in agreement to try and purchase these two pieces of equipment. But I myself also had totally forgot about our commitment on the F-600 dump truck come with the snow plow and spreader on it and the Ford van, wheelchair van for the senior citizens. So, I know, Donnie, we talked with you, pretty much agreed on stuff. Like I said, this stuff would come to light and I'd forgotten all about it, but I think we need to hold this over until we can study it a little more, okay? Like I said, I forgot about the 600 snowplow truck coming with a spreader on there, I think for $80,000.
Yeah, that was passed in October. I put the dates, the council meeting dates, that those two big, those things were approved.
I didn't
Now,
have my
when it
papers
came
on.
up to the payments up there, the reason why it's 4 is there's 4 months left of the budget. So that's,
Yeah.
so we can see how much is in that line item, what would be left after. And of course, both those come out of the street departments.
Right.
Right.
Then we got a new garbage truck that comes out of the sanitation department.
Which the bottom line is we gotta pay for it, so the monthly payments is what I'm looking at, of
Right.
$49.44, without the two new pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
Right.
What's happening?
Yeah, and I guess we were talking about paying for those two items.
I know the van we said we was gonna pay for, I do not remember the snowplow. The F-600 dump truck was a snowplow and spreader.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it
Do we
too.
have
So
any
what, maybe
idea?
look in a minute, maybe.
Any idea about when these vehicles?
Apparently, I think they're both about due in anytime now.
I spoke to the representative from Thornhill a week ago, and the wheelchair van is at the shop being uploaded with the wheelchair ramps and stuff as we speak. He was supposed to get back with me on the 600 snowplow and the spreader, and has not as of yet. I can call him first thing in the morning.
We need to find out so we can figure out, do we have to worry about it now? 3 months down the road or whatever, we need to come up with some means of paying for this or financing this before it gets here.
I know that Baker Equipment, is where they're gonna have the snow, or the bed, the aluminum bed put on it, and the snowplow and stuff like that. I hope they work a little bit faster than they do on any trucks I send them. If not, it'd be a while.
Okay,
Anyway, I make a motion that we table the purchase of these two items, the skid steer and the chipper, until,
we'll take it or leave it for right now. We can take it, plan, we gotta do something.
okay, delete it then. If it's tabled until it brings it back to, bring it back up. Okay, I make a motion, we delete it at this time. Until we get our payments straightened out on the things that are already on order coming in.
Anybody else?
I second.
Anybody else got a discussion on
Anybody want
it?
to say
Question?
all in favor?
I apologize, Donnie, we jumped the gun on this one.
Okay, that's my problem. Okay, now we got the, chipper. What we got?
And we did give you a CD too, so you could be looking at it, think about it. If we decide to purchase them, there's two different options.
Right.
There's a 4-year and a 5-year lease.
Yes, I
They're
make a motion
both,
both
they're
of them.
both together, or if we want to purchase one or the other. There's several options that we get.
Okay, so,
The mayor gave it to me.
Did I not leave one up there for you,
no,
right beside of you?
no.
Who knows, as disorganized he is.
I don't know what paper it is.
I've got an extra copy.
Anyway, I did make a motion.
Yeah, if we're
For
taking
both of them,
that,
yeah,
it's not gonna matter, but
on both items.
the idea is probably to come out. 4 years, 5 years.
Oh, that's the reason they're small issues. All right. Yeah, you told me that part, that's all.
Yeah, I did them individually, and then I did them both together.
And we did them for 4 and 5 years.
Right, so you'd be looking at it, and thinking about it, or, you know, to have that info.
Well, we don't need these two items right now. So we've got a little bit of time to look at it and talk about it.
Right.
But I would like to ask about the chipper.
Chipper's already at the shop. The old chipper is at the shop right now. I believe the bill's almost $2,000 right now, and they haven't finished giving the estimates. They came to us with one estimate of $1,000 some. I approved it to get it up and running to see what we can find. As soon as they fired it up, it blew a line. It's got blade problems, it's got a feeder problem, and they're working on those as we speak.
See, that's what I was down there last August maybe, and I asked him about the chipper.
It was run fine.
That's what I was told. It may need tuned up and blade, that's all it needs. Now I find out it's in the shop, several $1,000 for that. How did that happen?
That's been wear and tear because somebody didn't, but there's grommets that hold the motor down to the framework. And those grommets have worked their ways through over the years. And I didn't know about that for one. And it's let the motor move on itself. It's got a belt problem. There's actually 3 belts built into one. They're all separate 3 belts now instead of one big belt.
We've been fighting that chipper for,
How would you say it was? I forgot.
it's, 1995.
I would say 15 years.
Yeah, 95.
And it's running every day.
Yeah, that I do understand, you know, that's the reason I asked about it.
Yeah, we went through, our fact, that chipper lacerated a guy's kidney here about 5 years ago. Because of that wheel isn't making the right contact, it kicked it sideways, hit him, lacerated his kidney. He's been about 10 days in hospital over that.
Well, that's one piece of equipment that could be used 12 months a year. And I've seen it used when the snowstorm burned down trees and so forth. But what we need here is, we're gonna need a couple of bids, okay? Not just one. Let's get a couple of bids here and let's look at it and see what we can find.
Missouri, don't you?
But at least 2.
State bids.
That's a state bid. That's,
That's a state bid?
yes, sir, that's all state
You
bid.
want me to explain the source wheel? What source wheel is that eliminates you from having to go out and get bids. If you want that chipper, that's the lowest, and same thing with the skid steer, that's the lowest you can get it for. I don't care what John Dealer you go to, from here to California, that's the cheapest. And what they do is they give you discounts for being government. It eliminates you going to this John Dealer dealership, this one and that one, that's the bottom line that you can get it for government price.
Is John Deere the only one that makes them?
John Deere at Leslie Equipment is the only one right now currently that deals with Badger around here on the chipper.
Yeah, we can buy it without trouble. We have to get it out.
They're state, this is a state company right now.
Okay.
The other thing is that I don't know if you noticed or not, but, and I don't know if it was included, that may be my fault. The skid steer was 105,000 and the source well took it down to 74,000.
But you know, 2,000. And yeah, to me, that sounds like a lot of money. I mean, I realize, you know, last year, we paid what, $14,000 in gravel or something of that nature. That's a lot to get to the 72.
That's for the skid
And
steer.
at the same time, you know, when you do pay the 72, you're paying the maintenance and everything that goes with it. Also, if you just lease it, you may be paying 17, you may be paying 10,000, you know, so that's something else I think we need to look at and think. The chipper's a different story. Chipper's something that is needed. It's used 12 months a year. It's just a matter of we need to get everything together.
And Premier, as far as their service, and we're having a heck of a time getting parts. They've got to call Ohio, and it's back and forth, and it takes us 3 or 4 months to get parts in, get it fixed. We replaced a key switch, and I think we waited over a month for a key switch. They sent it to us. It was the wrong one. Had to go back over there, wait another month to get another key switch.
They used to be free.
Yeah. And now Premier has went that well. A lot of your companies now have gone away from Premier, and they're going to Badger and these other companies because of that.
Now, let me ask you, I wasn't at the meeting, so we kind of taking this thing right now until we get some more information. I want to ask, This engine on this thing, the motor of this chipper that you proposed, how much bigger is it than the one we have right now?
You're probably looking at about 35 horsepower difference from what we got now.
But you're looking at an 8-inch difference in trees.
Our trees now, we can take up to probably 8 inches, but now everything has got a fork in it because of the way that chipper's running. If you've got a tree limb laying there and it don't make it, if it's that big around, we've got to go in there and cut those forks off because that chipper will no longer take anything with a fork in it. This one here, you can pull up to a tree that's laying there that you just cut down. It's got a winch on it. You can go down up to the tree, pull it up. It takes limbs, forks, everything up to 19 inches bigger.
You don't have to do no trimming on the tree at all?
No, that's what I say, it'll knock our efficiency down also, to where, you know, maybe we don't have to run that truck 5 days a week, maybe I can only run it 3, gives me 2 or 3 extra guys I can pop over and do other things.
But what's the plan for the old chipper?
Just my recommendation is to sell
That's it?
Like I said, it's in the shop right now.
Like $2,000. Yeah, that's what I imagine, is we have at least $2,000 for it. Right.
They still gotta look at the feeder though too,
Right.
and all that.
Right, they gotta get it up and running right.
Yeah.
And you can probably get, I'm gonna say, 10, 12,000 out of it, somebody's gonna take a chance on it.
That's something we need to look at also. Today, or some yard. Okay. Later. Yeah. That's all we have on the agenda. Anybody got anything else? Remember planning, saying it?
What was our total amount we got for the CARES Act then?
Let's see. We got 1,572,000.
That's it. It's
Yes.
over.
That's right now.
Yes, as of right now. I'm still gonna apply for it. I did apply for January.
And what we come in under budget last year?
Well, but it's been, we came under, but it's been put into this budget. Does that make sense? We carried over 1,000, we carried over 1 million, but it was put in
Yeah.
the budget. It's in the budget. We spread that money between everybody.
And you also have to realize, last year, we worked under a budget. We didn't do any paving to Mount Nathan. So there was one thing, street paving. We've been short of personnel, which was budgeted,
All right,
but was never paid out. I mean, the street department's been short about 4 people, police
Police
department's been
department.
short at least 3 people, fire department's been short 1 or 2 people. You add all those salaries in, and that eats up a lot of the money too. So you gotta take that into consideration. We're trying to fill those slots now.
And what have we spent any of this money out of CARES Act at all?
on your cover, and on your pay, your CARES pay.
That was it.
Mhm.
What about the
You get that disinfectant.
disinfection machine?
Yes.
That's $20,000.
Well, that was reimbursed to us. That's part of the $1 million back. You know, we spotted, but then we got reimbursed for it. That's part of the CARES money.
But that was still part of that million, right?
Yes,
So that's
Yes.
included in that number.
yes.
So that's the only we spent out of 1,500,000 is for the employees.
Yes, so far.
And the fumigating machine, yeah, disinfecting.
Well, no, we didn't,
No,
the
we,
machine we
We got
got
it
reimbursed for.
Okay, so that's, okay.
Right, it's
Just
part of
employees.
that, it's part of that 1,572,000. Yes, the employees, CARES Act fund that we put
Okay.
out twice. Put one out in May and then we did another one there at Christmas time.
Just out of curiosity, what's B&O look like compared to years past? I mean, I know we didn't have that many stores closed, we had many stores go.
Well, as of, I read it to the end of, January, and we're setting at 57% no, we're sitting at 45%, but all of it's been rolling in here in the
Yeah,
last,
right.
you know, so that's,
So we're pretty much on target.
yeah.
All right. Anybody got anything else? Last call?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn.
No.
I'm sorry. Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn our finance meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Bye.
Did you sell?
Yeah. Two of you are correct, I don't know.